There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
You're listening to Destination University, a podcast for college-bound teens and the parents, mentors, and educators who support them. If that is you, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon, TEDx speaker, college admission strategist, and author of the book, Be Committed, Get Admitted. Welcome to Destination University. We help high school families successfully navigate the college admission process by helping students create an action plan, become interesting applicants, and write compelling essays that increase acceptance letters. As a former admission officer at Vassar College and an elite private school counselor in Los Angeles, I have coached, mentored, guided, and worked directly with over 10,000 students. I know what it takes to get admitted to top 100 colleges. As my gift to you, I'm revealing the exact admission committee process we used at Vassar. It's all in my new guide, 4 questions admission officers ask when deciding who to admit or reject. You can get that at drcynthiacolon.com/admit. In the guide, I share the 4 questions I used in the 12 minutes I had to review an entire application. I give you the order I read the application, what I was looking for, what I highlighted and took note of. If you've ever wondered what admission officers are looking for and how decisions are made, well, today is your lucky day. Again, go to drcynthiacolon.com/admit. Okay, let's get to today's episode. Dina, oh my God, we're going to do the Kobe Bryant essay today.
Oh, we love Kobe. We love this essay. We do. I want to say before you go into it that I really hope that we can get some kids to write one about LeBron James or Steph Curry. We do have a Steph Curry at one, actually.
Oh, yes, we did have that Steph Curry.
I love Kobe, but,
I know.
He's dating himself, that kid,
I think we had a kid one year who took this. Okay, so you guys, this is actually the medical internship essay, but we call it the Kobe Bryant essay. You're going to understand why in a minute. But it's a uniquely woven story of these two things, these two loves of this kid. And often students will use this. It's not until day 4 of essay camp that we introduce this because it's complicated to do. And I think we had a kid who took this essay and applied it to like the Indy 500, but whatever that kind of race is in France. I can't remember what it is.
Formula 1 racing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is adaptable, but for me, it brings all things, to complete love of sports and all things winning. So, okay. So shall we just dive in? Because
Sure.
this one is a page turner. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna go down here. All right. So this essay took several drafts, as most essays that are great like this, worthy of being shown. It takes many, many drafts. Okay, where's the first draft? Here? Oh, okay. Here.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So this student was working on PIQ number 3. This is someone from California working on one of the UC essays. And he says, what do I value? I value how my greatest skill influences myself and others. Why? Because helping others and patience persistence. Okay. so he wants to write about his medical internship. He wants to show that he really wants to go to medical school, and he wants to write an essay about the medical internship, which thousands, right? Thousands will write about internships or work experiences or something like that. So anyway, so here you go. So Dina, why don't you read the first couple sentences or lines here?
Okay. Talent and skill are two completely different things. For example, LeBron James is probably the most talented basketball player of all time, not the most athletic, that's Michael Jordan, or the most skillful, Kobe Bryant, standing at 6'8", 250 pounds. You could say that I dunk on the competition, but I don't want to sound cocky or anything. I would say that being able to adapt and overcome obstacles is my greatest skill, and I have developed that over time. I'm going to stop there.
Okay. All right. So I'm kind of interested. I mean, there's some interesting little thoughts here, but I'm not sure where he's going yet, right? Like, I'm like, what is this? You know, where are we going? What's the point? I don't know. What do you see?
Well, I think that already, in the first draft, what catches my attention is that he's sophisticated enough to understand that talent and skill are two different things.
Okay.
Right. And, I can see here that he has a sort of sophisticated understanding about the difference between working hard and just having raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, and as the reader, I'm thinking, okay, so he's going to go someplace where he's going to talk about working hard versus having skill. And perhaps he's going to say that like working hard is more important than having skill, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but it's not like catching me yet. Like, I feel like he's got this idea, but he hasn't really thought about it as much as he should to be writing it in an essay. It's just a little too all over the place. He's talking about, he's now giving me more about basketball players, and I don't know anything about him other than that he thinks he's better than them.
Right. And he's cocky.
Yeah.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see I've got the essay pulled up. And so deeper, buried further down, there's a sentence that says, I first started helping my dad at his clinic when I was about 13, just doing charts and helping the computer. Okay. Okay. Now we kind of already know where he's going because we know what it turns into, but I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And what does helping at a clinic have to do with basketball players? So again, there's a lot going on here,
right?
But it's confusing the reader. And in the first go around. Okay, so here's my feedback. And to this day, Dina, I don't know what made me give him this idea or what in the essay stood out so much for me, but again, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it says Dr. C's feedback day 1, draft 1. I'm going to free flow here, knowing little about basketball and less about surgery and shadowing. But what I want or need you to do is write in what would be similar from column 1 and 2. So in one column, I've got basketball and surgery. So do you want to unpack this a little bit further? Because we've done this lesson so much together already. So go ahead.
Well, the idea is that you are creating analogies. We want the student to analogize two things that he's in. He loves basketball and he knows a lot about basketball. He didn't start out this process knowing anything about the medical field or surgery. So we have to figure that out. Like where's that connection? And so in order to get the student to like understand what he's thinking himself, which is you're analogizing peak athletes with surgeons. What does that look like in this situation? Again, what do these qualities look like in the situation? So in order to be analogous, what is the shoot and the incision? Okay. How does that, you force the students, the writer, to start thinking about, if you're going to be analytical and analogize sports and surgery, you have to know what you're saying and know why you're saying it and make it clear to the reader who may know neither. Likely they don't know either.
Good. Okay. You see why I love having Dina. So yes, what all the things you just said were excellent and on point. And the very end is this a point that we always bring home to the students. You cannot assume that your reader knows anything about what you're writing about. We also did an episode on spearfishing. Like I remember saying that student, like, I don't know anything about spearfishing. You've got to take me through step by step, right? surgery. You got to take me through step by step, all these things. So clearly, the student then liked my feedback and ran with it. So here is, again, we're going to go into what he did in the second draft, and then we'll go to the end and skip the other drafts. But I gave him some direction here, what to do in his next draft after filling in this chart. And so we go to step 2, draft 2. So I'll read just a little bit. Thursday, June 17, 2010. I'm squished by my family on the couch, the anxious faces around me. I'm feeling nervous and optimistic about this crucial Game 7 to win the NBA Finals. Game within 1 point. Will Kobe Bryant shoot, knowing his broken finger has affected his shooting percentage, or pass to an open Ron Artest? Ron Artest receives the ball and hits a dagger in 3-point Paul Pierce's face. Anyway, he goes on. Let me see if I can skip down. So he does a big paragraph on Kobe, and the next paragraph he starts to say, just like Kobe was the best in the game for a long span, outworking other teams, I also desire to be the best in the medical field. You can't beat the best if you aren't able to work. Some purple and gold lab coat will probably be best if I want to dunk over the competition. All right, what do you see here in draft 2?
Well, I see we got him to flush out his the idea of what it means to, like, A, be the best, but B, need a team, right? He sort of flushed that out. Kobe might be this great player, but the fact is he has a broken finger and he actually needs the help of other people. He can't just do it by himself. And so he gets that all off of his chest, right? I mean, it's like what, 150, 200 words on this one basketball game. It's got nothing to do with him or his academic interests. But then, again, this is why you need to just get it onto paper. That's the goal. It doesn't mean that it was a waste of his time, that basically none of that is in his final draft. It gets him in the mindset of what he's trying to achieve. And so then now he's thinking about wanting to be the best in the medical field. Okay. So now, and in that one little sort of transition paragraph about Kobe Bryant being the best, now he's going to shadowing Dr. Anda. And I can see that he understands that going into, like, he, for the first time, he's going to try to figure out what is it about surgery that's like basketball, really.
Yeah.
And it takes some time to flush out. If I might you might or might not appreciate this, a little sidebar, I actually recently had surgery on my hand, and this is real, and I needed to have the surgery without being knocked out for reasons I don't need to go into here. So I was awake during surgery, and so they had to do like a nerve block. So I was wide awake, and I got to witness actually this. What they were doing, all the people in the room, how they all talked like a team, they all had roles, they all had to support each other, and all the things they had to be precise. And this doctor had to do this before that person could do that. And I saw it from beginning to end. I watched it on screen, and I listened to it, how it really is precision like a basketball. It really very much is. And I thought about this during the surgery. I was thinking about this essay that people don't know, because when you have surgery, you're knocked out.
Yeah.
And to really see what that feels like, it really is like a basketball game. It's brilliant. Anyway, yeah.
That's brilliant.
I forgot to tell you that. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. So basically, yes. So I love all that you're saying about, look what he writes in this draft too. He writes so many words. You get so many words onto the page. Now, those of you who are watching, if you're just listening, that's fine too. But if you're watching, you can literally see me scrolling down and how many words. The UC system, the PIQs are only 350 words. Now, we will often use the number to multiply that number by 2 or by no more than 3 to get words on the page to get back down to that 350. So write at minimum 700 words to then eventually cut down. Because we know that most students will write like this and not use any of it, much of it at the end. So he did what I asked him. He fleshes out each paragraph by paragraph. And then I give him some feedback here. you did a good job linking the metaphor, but now I need you to write this very smoothly. Go on and describe your day. You have the content here. Keep going. Use the same kind of pattern of your shadowing section. You will need to trim down the Kobe portion way down to 100 words. End the essay with that gold and purple lab coat, which I loved so much that he had said. So he does this. Anyway, he goes on to write several more drafts before getting to, where is the final draft? Is it up here or is it down there?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
the long draft.
Here's
That's
the longer version. And that's 523 words. Let's show you.
You just passed it. You just passed it.
Did I? No,
Yep.
Here's the short version, you guys.
Okay.
And this is in the 10 sample essays that you can download for free. I should probably put that link here somewhere. But this is the short version of 340 words. So yeah, you do the honors. Go ahead and read the first paragraph.
Okay.
Actually, the middle paragraph is better though. Oh gosh, I don't know. Go ahead.
You mean do you want me to start at that was better than watching Kobe, or at 5 a.m.?
At 5 a.m. I think is
Okay.
the best paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah.
At 5 a.m., I follow Dr. Anda to his work area where he begins reviewing charts and inputting information into the computer in preparation for surgery on the liver of a recovering alcoholic. Dr. Anda settles into his pregame rituals, gathering his teammates, checking his tools, and reviewing the patient. I change into a borrowed set of scrubs and become Dr. Anda's greatest spectator while sitting in the stands. Dr. Anda dribbles, grasping his scalpel, and shoots the basketball, making an incision, starting to open the stomach. Passing the scalpel, a technical foul was committed by the first-year attendee, so Dr. Anda must rebound and revamp the incision. With 3 seconds left, Dr. Anda shoots a three-pointer to win his game. Success. I'm just going to already say that everything that we said in the first part of this breakdown is right here. He finally understood what it meant to analogize being an athlete and being a surgeon. And he's talking about where he talks about, his pregame rituals, which is gathering his teammates. He's checking his tools. He's reviewing the patient. He is dribbling, which is, grasping the scalpel, shooting the basketball, which is making the incision. I mean, this is exactly, it's the whole essay right there.
Oh my God. I mean, this essay is freaking game 7. I mean, like, it's so good. It's so good. I just have to read the rest because I was a little peeking while you were, because it's been a while since I've read this. It goes on, it says that, this is quote, that was better than watching Kobe's game 7. Flattered by my comment, Dr. Anda smiles for the first time. Dr. Anda has Kobe Bryant's work ethic, always the first and last to leave his temple. Oh, genius writing. Dr. Anda gave me a peek into what will one day become my temple. After witnessing this, I wanted more. I want to watch more surgeries. I am growing into the consummate worker. I might be a rookie, but I can't wait to learn the craft and hone the skill of the scalpel. I will figure out a way to surpass the most skilled of surgeons and one day wear my purple and gold lab coat. I mean, so good.
What is so great about this essay is that having worked with a lot of kids that are interested in going into science, a lot of them are kind of like one-trick ponies. And I don't want to sound disrespectful to what it takes to be really interested in the medical field. But, half of the kids that go into STEM, like they want to become doctors. And so they all have the same, we have to have these internships and we have to do this. And they're talking about, titrating and all the kinds of stuff that you do when you have internships, but it's like so much of the same.
Yeah.
And this kid is actually showing the reader that not only is he has multiple interests. He's not just like some robot who was told he has to be a doctor, but that he actually has the ability to extrapolate one idea into another, which is very, that's like intellectual curiosity at its highest level. And that's what you have to reveal in an essay, that you can, who can do that, and if you can do that for an essay, you could probably do that in surgery.
Well, yes, to your point, this student was not the the best or on paper the brightest in his class.
Yeah.
I remember, and I remember where he was admitted. I can't remember where he was admitted and where he got admitted. I mean where he attended, but I remember it being above his what we call your pay grade, right? Like above where he would have thought he would be eligible for, but it's because of this. So this essay for me is so much about like any student can come into essay camp and start with a draft. And if you have the kind of work ethic that he did, he was like, I'm determined to put down on paper the best essay I can. You can, with some coaching, draft after draft, you can get there. I mean, and this is like magic. This essay is such magic. So that, and yes, the intellectual curiosity. And the other thing is, so many people, we say computer science, engineering, biology, top 3 majors. That, many of the biology majors obviously want to be doctors. I read this essay and I actually believe you. I believe that this kid is going to not only become a doctor, but become one of the best doctors. I believe you, right? And that's part of this too. That the goal of the essay is to prove to the college the person who's reading it that you are prepared for college, that you can write, you can put have some thinking and skills and some savvy to what you're saying and know what you're saying. And ultimately a essay like this, which is what we would call the why this major essay, like why this major, or why something academic about you. I want to believe that you are going to become who you say you want to be. So it meets all of that criteria for this essay.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh my God, so good, you guys. All right, okay, so my goodness, I just could talk about this essay forever. I just love it so much, and we show it off so much. So, all right, let's round this out. I'm gonna just turn my screen. Here's the truth, you guys. Every student has a great story to tell. The problem is students do not understand that the college essay is not written in the style of an English or a research paper. Once we realized this, we founded College Essay Bootcamp. College Essay Bootcamp is designed for students to give students a step-by-step formula of how to take their idea and write essays in just 5 days. The completion of this class helps to reduce family stress while also increasing the chances of success. You can go to my website, drcynthiacolon.com and /essay camp to find the dates and times for essay camps this summer. Okay. Again, drcynthiacolon.com /essay camp. That's all we have for you. Please share this episode with 3 people in the next 30 minutes. Until next week, I'll see you same place, same time. Until then, wherever you are, may you have a happy and sunny day. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colon again and get one step closer to your success.